if you stopped at any point and asked me second year, third year internship, I would have always answered medicine. And when you think a doctor, it is like a medicine doctor, like very layman terms में बोल रहा हूँ ऐसे. And like
मतलब सर हम यहाँ से चले जाएं.
But like my parents always tell me that just follow your passion, money will follow you if you put your heart into it.
I will come back at 4 o'clock, will have shower and then sleep. Wake up at 8, 9 to 12:30, 1 like.
4 to 8 you will sleep.
Yes sir.
During MBBS GT?
Started in final year, beginning of final year. And
Final year.
even then one of my seniors actually said you're late.
During internship what I used to do is duties में बीच में कहीं पे time मिल गया, do a custom module.
Sir, what you can do is face the fear first. मुझे फार्मा ऑर्थो ये बहुत
थोड़ा ऐसे लगता
है. सर वेरी क्या बात है.
It's more of a marathon rather than a 100-meter race.
So let's start with where they are now. They have all gotten their ranks and some of them have joined their residency. We want to know what made them choose the specialty that they have selected.
So I'll join MD medicine in RML, mostly in RML.
Any particular reason why medicine?
So for me it was always medicine because I like the patient interaction aspect, and also like surgical streams were always a big no for me personally, and so I had reached the...
Any specific thing that happened in your MBBS life that made you decide to choose general medicine?
So the internship duties that we had in medicine, we were actually, because of the patient load, we had to do a lot of work along with the PG ones. So a lot of the casework we used to do. So I think that helped me a lot to decide as well.
But nowadays you have interventions even in medicine, which is also a surgical aspect. So you're saying that you are averse to surgical branches. Isn't that quite contrary to what you'll ultimately do once you specialize in medicine?
So I'm not against interventions per se, but I think proper surgery needs a little bit of passion in that direction, which I think I don't personally have.
What about you, Dr. Nirmit? What made you choose radiology?
I think the first thing that everyone thinks of while doing radiology is the work-life balance. That is actually very good in while doing radiology. You can just sit back and do your work, do your stuff. I think I am less into patient interaction. I don't like it that much. Actually, I am good at it, but I don't like it that much. And also, I just wanted to settle in life a little earlier as compared to medicine surgery, which takes a bit more time.
Was there a part in your MBBS which led you to make this decision? Because you choose a specialty based on your clinical exposure or the influence from your seniors, or you have seen somebody do something in life. So what made you choose this?
Actually, during my internship, I was more inclined towards taking medicine. But after getting the rank, I get to know about this branch like everyone does.
That's precisely what I wanted to know. That was the decision influenced by the rank rather than...
pretty much influenced by my rank. So
Any regrets?
no regrets.
Okay. All right. So Dr. Bhavik, you are an interesting case study, and which is why we want students to learn from your journey. So you took up dermatology and then you left it in 1 month. Then you got a rank in NEET PG and now you're planning to take up radiology. Tell us more about it.
सर जनरल नोशन मतलब मेरा तो ये था कि मुझे पर्सनली 19 में से कोई भी सब्जेक्ट पसंद नहीं है. तो अब पसंद नहीं है तो आगे क्या मतलब सुनते हैं हम कि जनरल नोशन है कि डर्मा रेडियो डर्मा रेडियो. तो मेरा था पहले कि रेडियो मेरा फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस था और डर्मा सेकंड. पर फिर जब रैंक आ गई तो घर वालों ने भी कहा कि थोड़ा क्लिनिकल ब्रांच और पेशेंट इंटरेक्शन होना चाहिए. आई वॉज नॉट इनटू पेशेंट इंटरेक्शन, आई डोंट लाइक पेशेंट इंटरेक्शन एट ऑल, बट स्टिल टू टेस्ट माई लिमिट्स मैंने डर्मा ले ली. और पता 1 महीने मुझे समझ में आ गया कि मैं पूरी लाइफ तो ये नहीं कर सकता.
How did that realization come? I mean, what happened? Can you narrate some incidents during your residency which made you think that this branch is not for you?
ओके सो मतलब पहले मंथ में तो मोस्टली वार्ड में ही पोस्टेड था मैं और साथ में OPDs भी थी. तो वार्ड में भी पेशेंट इंटरेक्शन मतलब बिल्कुल मेडिसिन जैसा लगा मेरे को। और साथ में ओपीडीज़ में भी डर्मा का क्या है कि मतलब पेशेंट बार बार एक ही चीज़ लेके वापस आता है, तो वो भी चीज़ मुझे इरिटेट करने लगी कहीं ना कहीं।
They never get well.
Essentially, dermatology में you felt like you were practicing medicine only.
या दैट्स। और उसके बाद मैंने कंसल्टेंट से भी पूछा कि आगे मतलब
जिंदगी ऐसी ही है.
ऐसी ही है, तो बोले कि तो फिर मैंने छोड़ दिया।
Right, you got into a central institute and derma is a sought after specialty. So we just want to understand that mindset कि ये what got into you and you took that risk and you knew you could do it again.
मेरा मतलब पर्सनली मेरा नेचर ऐसा है कि जो मतलब मैं ठान लेता हूँ वो कर लेता हूँ, पर अगर मुझे चीज़ पसंद नहीं है तो मैं छोड़ दूँगा बिना सोचे। तो डर्मा के साथ भी यही था कि मैंने ले ली मज़े मज़े में।
शुरू से ऐसी है.
शुरू से ऐसी, और उसके बाद पसंद नहीं आई तो छोड़ दी। मतलब सिंपल था, ज़्यादा सोचा नहीं। और फिर उसके बाद डर्मा की वीडियो भी बची। तो
So, but you had belief in your abilities कि अगर आप फिर से भी प्रिपेयर करने जैसे आपने कहा आपने ठान लिया, तो then you could get a rank again, which you did.
या
Dr. Sloka?
Sir, till the moment just before choice filling, it was a 50-50 between OBGYN and medicine. Actually 51-49 between OBGYN and medicine. But somehow I always felt like I used to quiz a lot. And every question that you get right in a quiz, every diagnosis that you have thought in internship, when you see it on the report getting positive, it always gave me a high. So I think I had that intrinsic feeling that I'll be happier in medicine, and I took it, and now I'm like, yeah.
So is
it
it
was
safe
right
to
decision.
say that you owe this ability to make the choice
Yeah.
to doing internship sincerely and getting that clinical exposure and knowing yourself?
Yeah, internship there were instances like as interns we used to discuss things amongst ourselves कि क्या लगता है, what the diagnosis can be, and when you just see it coming right, it just gives you a moment of happiness, an adrenaline rush, and I think I can do this my entire life. OBGY I was not sure. I liked the internship part, but medicine I felt was more complete.
Basically, what Dr. Bass is trying to say is that if you do your internship properly,
Yes.
you at least get exposure to all these branches. Now, you know, a lot of times students say that half the time we're just drawing blood or we're just sending labs. But I think so if you keep all your senses open when you're going to the ward, you will still learn from that as well.
Yes.
And if you have that proper exposure, you'll take an informed decision rather than a decision just based on your rank.
Yeah.
What about you, Adarsh?
Like for me, it has always been medicine. Like if you stop at any point and ask me second year, third year internship, I would have always answered medicine.
Second year say.
Like when you think a doctor, it is like a medicine doctor. Like very layman terms में बोल रहा हूँ ऐसे. And like
मतलब सर हम यहाँ से चले जाए.
नहीं, like a physician is basically what I'm saying. And like the journey through internship has only like approved, like उस पे stamp हुआ है कि यही करना है. Like you know, working in ICUs, then managing ऐसे patients, I find that interesting.
So, you know, on social media in the last 4 or 5 years, every time the results come out, we get a barrage of messages, and a lot of messages ask us one question, that which branch will give me money first. And I've taken screenshots, I'm not kidding with all of you, I have screenshots where they're saying, sir, mujhe branch pata ho, tell me a branch, in 4 years or 5 years, 6 years, I should have a luxury car and a house. So when you were taking this decision, did money come into play, or the time to settle down come into play in choosing your specialty? Let's start with you, Dr. Pushu.
So I think yes, it does come to your mind, but for me, what I like is the first priority. Like residency will be for 3 years, and then maybe another 3-4 years of extra in medicine or surgery or something. But you have to live with it for your entire life. So I think you should see what you like first, and then the money aspect and the other aspects do come into play.
Great.
Yes, sir. Money is a big factor when you come to medicine, because it is the one thing, like your peak years, you will be earning money, you will be able to spend.
Right.
In surgical branches, in medicinal branches, it takes time for you to settle. Takes around 35 years to settle, and then you can spend the money. But in radiology, dermatology, after 3 years, it is an end branch. So after 3 years, I think.
Okay. So we'll hear your view, and that's
Yes.
what we want,
Yes, sir.
students to also understand. You can have contradicting views. So fine. So you are saying that you settle down early in radiology. My again, I have a contrarian view to that. It is good. Yes, you settle down, you have a comfortable lifestyle, but until unless you start your own venture, it also plateaus out then, right? So radiology would go like this, but it will plateau out if you're working for somebody else. If you start your own thing, if you have your own machine, then yes, you can grow from there. You wanted to add to it. You don't agree with what
So
he's
I
saying.
don't agree with the derma aspect because core dermatology, core clinical dermatology won't pay you much. Like if you are a person who doesn't want to get into cosmetology, so I don't think derma is a branch to take for money only. Like if you are really interested in clinical dermatology and you don't have any issues with cosmetology, then fine, money and
So basically, she's saying कि unless you specialize in
in
cosmetology, you will hit a plateau.
not plateau, sir. They won't pay much as compared to other counterparts. Even medicine, they are ready to pay good amount, but clinical dermatology, they won't pay much, sir.
So now that you've moved from derma to medicine,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that thing.
Yes.
Did these two factors come into play?
Yes, sir. Very much. Both money and both interest came into play. Interest, I would say, कि I was like it was interesting initially, but at some point it got plateau. Like okay, I'm seeing those cases, and there are certain aspect of derma which we as a dermatologist not able to manage. So that thing is कि I'm not able to manage this. I should manage it. I shouldn't take a call even when I was in ward. So I thought कि it's okay, then I'll take up medicine no matter what, we'll see.
It's more to do with challenging yourself, right? You wanted to put yourself in a position where you are
Yes,
able
sir.
to make more decisions on behalf of the patient.
Patients,
right?
yes, sir.
So it's not purely money.
It's not purely money, sir. It was like I can't think of
But
only.
it's safe to say that all these specialties that you guys are talking about, these are like enormously earning specialties. It's just how
Yes,
you,
sir. If
what you do with
if
it.
you set up your own clinic in derma, then it will pay a very good amount. But you have to go into cosmetology for the earning.
What about you, Bhavik?
Sir, I would prefer early settlement, and as you said that in radio, early settlement, then it will be a plateau, right? So, and I don't think of opening my own center for radio, but I am happy with.
You're
just
happy
one
with
thing.
that plateau? That's a healthy
Yeah,
plateau.
yeah.
We're not saying that that plateau
plateaus
is
are
not
good plateaus,
good to earn well. So that's a good plateau
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have. So you're happy with that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So you want to settle down early, and you're happy with that.
Yeah.
You're content with that. Perfect. Shloka?
I agree with Abbas sir that all these specialties that we're talking about, none of them have money as a constraint. And plus, I know money is a practical factor, but like my parents always tell me that just follow your passion, money will follow you if you put your heart
Absolutely.
into it. So
Absolutely.
I'm agreeing with
No, I
that.
completely agree with you, and this is one thing which I want to highlight, that all branches in medicine, right? Even if it is paraclinical, if you're passionate about it, you will do well, money will come in, right? And in some branches it will come in a few years early, in some branches it will come in a few years late, but in the bigger scheme of things, you would be settled. But the key thing is you need to be passionate about it. And because there are no batters for surgical branches here, let me just summarize that, and Dr. Abbas can add to it.
And I've seen crazy passionate residents, right, who are like, नहीं sir, नींद आ रही तो कोई बात नहीं, मुझे केस करना है. So these are the people who want to do it, and they're enjoying it, and there is nothing wrong in it. We're not forcing them to do it. So that is why, learn to enjoy the specialty. Money तो आने वाला ही है.
So we've spoken about specialty. Let's move on to the preparatory phase. And one thing which I want to touch upon is that students, now from first year onwards, second year onwards, start messaging us that how should we prepare for NEET PG. And I, for one, have been a firm believer that the course is the same. It's just being packaged in a different form in every exam, whether it is your university exam, it is your NEET PG exam, or it's your INI-CET exam. So ऐसा कोई अलग preparation नहीं है. पहले तो आपको एक base बनाना है. Would you people agree with that? And I would want to agree with that or not, or would you also want to say that there was something different which you did for the entrance exam because you people are toppers from say second, third year, which set you apart from other people?
I think I agree with you because it's the same thing. The course is the same. The same topics are important. PB is important in your profs. It's important in your clinics, and it's important in NEET also or INI. So it's the same things. And I think what helps is being consistent throughout your first and throughout your profs. Like, I'm not saying you have to read like for hours every day through for 5 years, but just touching on, just being in touch with your studies throughout your MBBS does help.
So let me ask a counter question here, and this is very important because this is what a lot of students ask us. Pushan, be very honest, on a routine day, out of 7 days, how many days in college were you studying and for what duration?
So my concept was
After coming back from college?
I would try to read something on that day. So I would say 5-6 days, but not much. Like 1 hour. 1 hour would be a lot because you come back after classes and you're around postings and all. You're tired. You just read for 1 hour or so, and then.
But that 1 hour consistently, you're saying out of 7 days, 1.5 hours consistently for 5 to 6 days, this would go up before the exams.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Before the exam.
Would you like to differ?
So I used to read books, like I like reading standard books. So whatever lectures would be there, I would come back and read from the standard books during my first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
So 4 o'clock you come back. Yeah. How many hours were you putting in? Again, my question is, nobody can read every day.
No.
Right? So out of 7 days, how many days and what duration?
So weekends I won't study. Like Saturday, Sunday, so I'll go out and chill.
Right.
During weekdays, I will come back at 4 o'clock. We'll have shower and then sleep. Wake up at 8, 9 to 12:30, 1. Like
4 to 8 you'll sleep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So 4 hours every day you were, 4 hours, 5 days a week you were studying.
Yes, sir. Almost.
Sir, she was saying sleeping.
So sleep.
4 to 8
sleep and study both.
Both, sir. Like
which is good.
Yes, sir. I'll sleep for 4 hours then, and I will, in between there will be distraction also. I'll watch phone. It's not like continuously studying, but those time are fixed too. I will be confined to my room and I'll.
Okay. Any one of you who has contradicting views?
Not really. Even like for me, in the initial years, it was difficult to study every day. So I used to study mostly on weekends. But I was like कि हर दिन 1 घंटे पढ़ने से अच्छा I preferred studying for more hours on less number of days.
So you would concentrate it more on the weekend?
हाँ, yes, because I used to go home also on weekends. So तभी घर पे I used to study कि घर पे अच्छे से पढ़ूँ.
हर जगह पढ़ाई, कॉलेज में खेल.
हाँ, क्योंकि घर पे I was alone.
So what would you do in college after 4 p.m? What were you doing?
So, अगर if the profs were not close, then वैसे ही time pass flat पे.
Oh, what is time pass? I want to know this time pass.
Like I'm talking only first, second year तभी का.
No.
So what changed in third, fourth year?
Third, fourth year then we started कि third year में third minor में I thought कि अभी थोड़ा final year subject start करना है. So then I started.
ठीक है, चलो third year में how much were you studying? 5 days a week at least after coming back from college?
So from third year onwards, the classes also they got the time got shortened. So I think 3 hours, 3.5 hours every day consistently from third minor.
Shloka?
In first, second years, we used to just focus on the profs, on passing the profs basically. So after college, I used to like sit for 2 to 3 hours for my satisfaction, but the effective study was 1.5 hour. But in final year and internship, we had a group. And we used to study in bursts. Like if we have come, we didn't used to go to classes. We didn't have much classes in final prof. And in internship, whenever we were free, we used to meet in the library, study. Like in internship, towards the end, we used to come at 7 a.m. in the library. We used to study a lot till about 7 p.m. with lunch breaks and snacks in between. And then after 7 p.m., we used to just put our books away, go out, have street food, roam around and come back. So we enjoyed a lot in internship.
And this realization that you have to prepare for an entrance exam after your MBBS, when did that set in?
For me, the sincerity dawned on me in final year, but we had started from third year.
No, so you've started in third year, matlab you knew third year mein that you have to start now for an exam that is going to come after a few years,
but
right?
not under pressure. ठीक है, everyone is doing it, I'll also start.
What about you?
Sir, mainly I think what I wanted was that ki when I am in internship or finally when I am starting preparing properly, I wanted to have proper notes of my second and third year. So my focus was making notes in second and third year.
That is what I want to know. So when was this realization? Second year mein?
हाँ, like when I like Marrow से I used to do lockdown में तभी just starting. So I was like, anyways, if I'm making notes, I'll make it in such a way that I can refer it after 2 years. Which is
How
what
did
I
you get
did.
this insight कि यार I have to make notes so that I'll be able to revise faster towards the end? Senior थे, somebody guided
I
you
don't think
properly.
it's a landmark discovery. I think
It is because there are not a lot of people who start studying early.
नहीं, even now second and third years the people ask क्या करना है, तो I'm like कि ज़्यादा नीट पीजी के लिए नहीं पढ़ना है अभी. Make sure you have your notes and study to get the concepts, not because you have to answer an MCQ exam 3 years later. That is something which you will handle in final internship कि MCQ solve करना and all of that. Now you're just learning to learn, but make sure you have notes.
अच्छा, एक क्वेश्चन मुझे जरूर पूछना है because now that has become very relevant. I don't know if your batch got that or not. That you people did not have in third minor, you still had ENT ophthalmology.
Yeah. It is after.
It is after your
our
batches. So if you were in the current scenario where ENT ophtha also got shifted to final year and third year was just PSM and forensic.
So I had that.
You had that.
Yes,
You
sir.
had that. So what would be your approach or what would be your guidance for future batches?
So what happened in our college before our time that they don't used to study for the first year. There was just 6th sem there. There was no 7th sem, and then directly after 1 year they used to have the 8th sem. So that honeymoon period of that 7th semester they don't used to study at all. But I thought that it was the best time to utilize because a few lectures, more clinical postings. So you can learn a lot during that clinical postings, and you can come home and read about the what you have learned in the ward. So that was a golden period which I used during my preparation, and in
to
that
consolidate the final year subject.
final.
And one point again which I want to highlight for the existing batches is that third year is a light phase. Don't waste it, right? Please do final year subjects in third year, at least 15% of it. Or would you differ with the percentage? कितना करना चाहिए in third year?
Around 50% you should complete.
50%
of your
50
final.
or 15?
50.
50% of surgery, medicine, everything.
Yes, you should complete once. Revision I don't think so, but एक बार तो पढ़ लो because actually मेरे साथ क्या हुआ था कि फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड ईयर में मैंने मैरो नहीं देखा था. So I thought कि पहले फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड ईयर पढ़ लेते हैं थर्ड में, फिर उसके बाद फाइनल ईयर में देख लेंगे. बट नो, आई थॉट कि 2 साल मिले हैं तो फाइनल ईयर ऐसा पढ़ो कि तुम्हें इंटर्नशिप में फाइनल ईयर ना पढ़ना पड़े. यू कैन गो डायरेक्टली टू द फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड ईयर. द मेन
गुड
इंटरेस्टिंग मीन्स थिंग वाज कि जो इनिसेट में हमें जो सवाल आते हैं दे आर मोर लाइक सिंगल क्वेश्चन कि सीधा सब्जेक्ट से आए. दे आर नॉट मच इंटीग्रेटेड when it comes to pathology, when it comes to anatomy. So उसके लिए तुम्हें अलग से पढ़ना पड़ेगा सब्जेक्ट. So इंटर्नशिप में पढ़ो वो जो चीज़ तुम फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड ईयर पढ़ रहे हो, जो एकदम डेप्थ में जो नॉलेज है. बाकी तुम थर्ड एंड फोर्थ ईयर में ये करो कि तुम फाइनल ईयर इतना पक्का कर लो कि यू डोंट नीड टू स्टडी इट अगेन. वंस एक रिवीजन में हो जाना चाहिए. सो आई यूज टू डू दैट, एंड प्रॉफ से पहले सर आई यूज टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ रिविजन्स फॉर दैट सब्जेक्ट, एंड आई डोंट regret that because
It's a very valid point now, because see, if you have not been good in your past, why do you want to hamper your future? Right? It's a very smart move. चलिए फ्यूचर अच्छा कर लेते हैं, अभी एग्जाम में आने वाले ही है ना, तो अभी वही पढ़ लेते हैं, वो पास्ट को हम बाद में देख लेंगे. And what happens is once you understand the clinical aspect of those basic sciences subjects, it becomes more relevant when you go back and read it, because now you understand, oh, this matters. Now I should know this enzyme because this is what we were testing to
More
make a diagnosis.
easier actually to highlight which one to read.
But I think so देखो practically for every student 50% final year करना नहीं
Like I
possible
think he
होगा.
means third year, मतलब third
Third year
and major दोनों मिला
थर्ड
के
ईयर
बोल रहे
मीन्स
हैं.
मतलब फाइनल ईयर मतलब हमारे तो 5 सब्जेक्ट्स प्लस माइनर
तुम तो
थे.
एम्स वाले में थे
हाँ,
ना,
सर.
तो अब
अब
थर्ड
तो-
ईयर अकेले के अंदर they can't do 50% of
नहीं,
50%
I think
of
according to
surgery.
me, like you are just entering into third year, तुम ENT ophthalmology पढ़ के थोड़ा बोर हो गए रहेंगे.
हाँ.
So you can do something which you find interesting. तुमको medicine interesting लग रहा है, medicine करो. Surgery just ऐसे your curiosity जिस पे you can start with that subject.
हाँ, but you 50% of it
नहीं,
तो ज़्यादा
obviously
है.
not.
So I mean, I feel somewhere around 15 to 20% also. What I recommend is that supposing you have 1 month of medicine posting, whatever cases you see, at least try to cover those topics. That itself would make it 15-20%.
But I think they should also read, like आपने केस का बोला तो like clinical या कुंडू वगैरह, they can read from that also. So
आई थिंक थर्ड ईयर में सर एग्जाम नहीं होता है
Exam तो
तो
होते
वो
ही
प्रेशर नहीं
कुछ
होता है.
नहीं होता.
But now exam तुम्हारे नहीं होते,
हमारे होते थे.
बाकी तो होंगे.
But we had
We will
ENT
just
ophthalmology,
pass.
FMT, PSM का
Yeah,
prof.
So what I had done was हम लोग का 4 सब्जेक्ट थे. After completing that, I had started general मतलब surgery, and then orthopedics I had completed, and pediatrics का कुछ देख लिया था. तो कुछ हो गया.
Like मेरा personally I started surgery also. मैंने final year जब भी चालू हुआ तभी चालू किया था मैंने.
मैंने क्या किया था कि 3rd year में ही जो 4 big 4 हैं, मेडिसिन, सर्जरी, ऑप्स, गायनी, निपटा दिए थे.
No, that is an achievement because बहुत मुश्किल है.
That is good. So, I mean,
makes
I
your life
guess that is what sets a topper apart from an average student. But if we have to say for the majority, even if they can do 15 to 20% of the final year subjects, you're still in a very good position.
You're in a reasonable position. But if you want to, please go ahead. मतलब failure पे now you should do it.
Third year you can either do the first, second year subjects or you can do the final year subjects. But एक goal होना चाहिए, at least for me, internship से पहले all 19 subjects are done. कुछ भी आप कैसे भी करो subjects, but internship में if you are starting a new subject from scratch तो फिर pressure भी आएगा, दूसरे subjects का revision का time ही नहीं बचेगा.
That doesn't happen, right? That should not happen. How many of you thought question bank is the tool that is testing your knowledge rather than a tool that will help you learn things?
हाँ, but फिर when we are हम ऐसे सोचते नहीं ना, इतना ज्ञान नहीं रहता ना तभी. Now I can say it is a testing.
Has more depth, so it is more about supplementing and getting more knowledge than testing. Like test to grand test is testing us.
So, be honest,
Yes.
in MBBS, how much of QBank did you do?
So I have solved 60 to 70% of QBank in
तो फिर अभी कह रहे हो कि नहीं करना और अब कह रहे हो मैंने 60-70% you solved. So isn't that
So मैंने कब बोला QBank तो करना, it will increase
in
the,
MBBS?
yes sir, it will increase the knowledge.
Okay. All
Sir, I think
Fine.
QBank
Would
should be
you
something.
agree with that? 60 to
actually,
70% of the entire
I feel
QBank
QBank, as Sir was saying, is a like learning tool.
It's a
So,
learning tool.
like for example, you've read a topic, then you can solve the module. So this is something that you can do in the profs. But for internship, your focus should be to solve question modules, ऐसा.
No sir, I used QBank and there is nothing कि 60% आ गया तो there is किसी के साथ competition ही नहीं है.
तो अच्छा याद है, percentage कम है.
So how much of QBank did you solve then?
Sir, I did QBank. Like it actually gave me instant gratification.
Yes.
I watched the video, I read the notes, and if I'm doing QBank, I can solve majority except medicine. Medicine में तो मतलब lecture देखने के बाद भी QBank.
थोड़ी जान बचे बासे.
हाँ, other subjects it was like QBank. I got a decent amount correct. I like.
So in MBBS, you solved 60 to 70% as she's saying of the QBank one.
More than that, yes.
I solved almost 100%.
You did final year subjects in 3rd year. So you mean do the QBank also?
QBank with QBank.
And which is very, you know, it's a part and parcel of it because you see it is designed in a way where एक topic के बारे में ही you will get the questions. Like for example, rheumatoid arthritis, you will get 10 questions from rheumatoid arthritis only,
sir.
and each question is teaching you one specific point and how to rule out the other options.
True. Like what I'm sharing is my personal experience. कि मेरे को ऐसे difficult लगता था. Now I can say कि you should go and solve. That was my mistake कि मैंने ज़्यादा
That is
solve
what I want to hear.
हाँ.
I mean, what was your challenge?
वही कि like क्योंकि some
Marks कम आ रहे हैं.
वो some of the questions are very random, ऐसे randomly कुछ question आ जाते थे तो फिर
Custom module वो vertical integration के लिए भी very helpful होता है. Like
फिर-
you can go
सर
to
फिर वो
each
तीन
topic.
लाइन से 3-4 गलत होता है तो मैं बंद कर देता हूँ QBank. I was not finishing that.
सर कभी कभी ओवरबर्डनिंग लगता है मुझे क्योंकि वंस यू वॉच द वीडियो देन यू गो फॉर द QBank फिर लगता है कि इसमें तो 10 पॉइंट और आ गए अभी वीडियो में और ऐड करना पड़ेगा और लंबा हो जाएगा. सो वो टॉपिक एक कंप्लीशन जैसा लगता तो है बट माइंड वो कैप्चर नहीं कर पाता है वो कंप्लीशन. दैट्स व्हाट
I think you should do what works for you, right? As long as you're enjoying the process, right? You don't have to start hating it because it's a long journey.
Yes, sir.
It's a marathon. You cannot sprint in a marathon. If videos are working for you, just do the videos and move on to the next thing. But if you feel, you know, I can do more, I enjoy this, this is a very interesting subject, you know, I want to learn more, do the question bank.
I think वही like इस ये पूरे this thing का conclusion should be that there are multiple ways to get to this point. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने जैसे किया सबको ऐसे करना है.
बट सर इम्पोर्टेंट इज कि क्वेश्चन बैंक कभी ना कभी एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम यू हैव टू सॉल्व.
Solve it.
उसके बिना नहीं होगा सर बिकॉज एग्ज़ाम में क्या है 200 क्वेश्चंस है तुम्हें वो उसको जल्दी पढ़ना है उसको जल्दी सॉल्व करना है जल्दी रूल आउट करना है दैट कम्स विद प्रैक्टिस.
I think there are every type of people, person exists. Like I know people who did QBanks. I also personally did the QBanks during with the videos. So my sequence was videos and then see the standard books and then do the QBank. And I didn't add much if it was not a previous question or anything. I've seen among my friends that people who started doing QBanks and just custom modules in the internship also. and also there were people who did their QBanks in the prof years. But again, the conclusion should be ki, this is a MCQ exam, so you have to do questions. You have to have that like knack of ruling out options. You have to have the skill.
Correct.
That's a skill, because knowledge is one thing and then question solving skill is another thing. So I think you should do what works best for you. But obviously, having, my personal opinion is that having a touch with MCQ solving helps.
And so what I observed that my seniors who got a rank around 1,000, 5,000, 7,000, they started doing question bank after their internship. So I think that if you start early, that will give you definitely an advantage. They tell me that कि हम अगर पहले कर लेते तो काफ़ी अच्छी रहेंगे.
But what about somebody who did not do the QBank during MBBS and they are now doing the QBank during internship? What would be your advice to them?
Sir, I feel strongly कि तुम, if you are before internship, you should stick to QBank mostly. But internship, I think mostly you should first solve PYQs using custom model.
Sir, I only did 20% to 30% of my QBank during my MBBS.
Right.
So when I started my internship, जो भी सब्जेक्ट पढ़ता था, जो भी टॉपिक पढ़ता था, उसका QBank एक बार सॉल्व कर लिया. आई थिंक तुम्हें आइडिया लग जाता है, तुम टेस्ट देते हो कि क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्या इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. देन आई यूज टू गिव PYQ ऑफ दैट सब्जेक्ट द डे आफ्टर रीडिंग इट, और फिर उसमें आई यूज टू बुक मार्क कि ये बुक मार्क, जैसे एक स्टार बुक मार्क है, क्वेश्चन मार्क बुक मार्क है, कि इफ़ यू वांट टू सॉल्व दैट क्वेश्चन यू रियली नीड the important topic, you should have the knowledge of that important topic. So I used to star mark that. और जो बाहर से आ रहा है बट बहुत रिपीटेडली पूछा जा रहा है, so I used to give a question mark to that. और जब बाद में in the last 3-4 months I used to solve around 200-250 questions, 100 in the morning and 100 in the evening or night time just before bed. So I used to solve that star marks and the question mark questions first, and then I used to go to using that custom module feature.
ठीक है, so we spoke about the QBank. What about GTs during MBBS? GTs दिए MBBS में, if you did, how many GTs and what was your purpose of giving GTs then?
I think
So I gave my first GT on my first day of internship. Before that, I didn't give any GT.
ठीक है,
Because I was not solving questions, I was not confident enough. But ठान लिया था कि first day से preparation करनी है तो first day GT दे दो.
correct. ठीक है, done. Anyone else during MBBS GT?
Started in final year, beginning of final year. And
Final year.
even then, one of my seniors actually said, "You're late."
You're late. Oh, they must have heard Dr. Abbas, na?
No, but what is your expectation with GT? When you went to give your first GT, ना आपकी expectation क्या थी? What did you think it will achieve?
My first GT, I was like, this is the lowest. Now the only way to go is up.
Yes, that is the baseline. I have to go up.
So you were
the bench.
setting your baseline.
First 5 to 10 GTs, you'll just learn how to give GTs, how many questions to attempt, how much time to give to each questions. Then you'll think of improving your score. You can't score 180 in your first GT. That's impossible.
मैंने थर्ड ईयर में चालू कर दिया था और एक्सपेक्टेशन ये था कि बस कि सब कहते थे कि GT देने होते हैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा, तो ये जो फियर है ना GT देने का वो तोड़ना था बस. तो इसीलिए मैंने मतलब पहला GT थर्ड ईयर में दिया और फिर कंसिस्टेंटली.
That's because you did all your clinical subjects in third year. So you were confident कि भाई ठीक है, मुझे knowledge है and I can give a GT in third year always.
मेरा I think थोड़ा अलग है इनसे. Like I started my internship in April and I gave my first GT in August of that year. So internship के 3-4 months बाद ही I started. Once I had, my goal was कि थोड़ा 5-6 subjects का first grade होने के बाद I'll start giving GTs ऐसा. Because I feel उसके पहले से देने से कुछ point नहीं, कुछ marks आने नहीं.
So your expectation was कि मैं अपनी मतलब I want to assess myself,
हाँ.
but I want to reasonably prepare first.
And around that time the Marrow GT cycle began, GT1 से. तो I thought कि that was a good time.
एक
to
schedule
start.
मिल जाएगा.
हाँ, कि live GTs देना है.
But it's not like you are not aware of how the questions are being designed. You did the question bank. What about subject-wise test post?
हाँ, subject-wise test I used to give. Like for example, internship में मैंने first aid कर लिया तो I used to give subject-wise test. Plus custom modules, so I used to use a lot.
So you are familiar with the game of questions and answers.
हाँ, but
ये
just
cat
as
and
a
mouse game
GT
आता
I had
था.
not given.
But GT को नहीं करते थे बिल्कुल.
So I had given a couple of GTs during my MBBS, and then internship में plan था कि starting से GT शुरू करने हैं, but postings were like कि I could not start anything. I think I gave my first GT around in internship. My first GT was around October, November. बहुत late हो गया था. But then I मतलब every 2 weeks I started giving them, and then I gave a lot of GTs after that.
You guys have told us when you started with GTs. Now looking in hindsight, अब आप बोलो कि what you should have done differently with GT as a tool that you regret or you want to change or whatever you did was perfect.
और if you had to counsel somebody when to start GTs, कब से बोलोगे उनको GTs करने के लिए?
Yes, sir. Now.
Now means
कितना
जब
पढ़ा, कुछ
second
नहीं
year
पढ़ा,
third year
जब भी
MBBS.
नहीं but I am
so
telling
that's what I'm saying.
after MBBS like
After
internship.
MBBS. So you will not recommend them to do GTs in final year of MBBS?
No, sir. I feel कि internship is a pretty good time to start GT. You have knowledge of all the 19 subjects. That is the first, and 1 year is pretty enough time to recover or catch up everything. The first baseline.
Anyone would like to
I would like to
differ?
differ. I would like to differ.
Absolutely.
In internship, if we go by that logic that after doing all 19 subjects, then you give a GT. First of all, even if you're doing all 19 subjects, you won't remember all 19 subjects while giving that GT. Also, if you start early without doing some subjects, because in the final exam, all questions will not be the ones you have the knowledge about. So if you start with some unknowns, you'll learn to eliminate them, eliminate options using the other subjects you have the pre-existing knowledge for. Like when I started giving GTs, I had not even touched medicine and OBGY, which are two huge subjects in GTs. But still, I think you should start as early as possible.
When do you
As a
I start final. Final year is a reasonable time, I think.
assuming that you have covered at least
20-30%. Assuming as
50% is reasonable.
so what we are saying is that a few months of final year, into few months of final year, you should start doing GTs.
And it's a journey of being scared of GTs till at the end of internship I started loving giving GTs. I went crazy at some point. I used to give a GT like twice, thrice, even 4 times a week just because I couldn't
So
focus
face
on
your
GT.
fears early,
Yeah.
and then it's like swimming. When you start swimming,
Yes.
you're afraid of going to the deep. But जितना जाते जाओगे, जितना ज़्यादा swim करोगे, you'll
Exactly.
refine your technique, right?
So what I feel is कि final year is not a good time to begin GTs personally, because final year में तुम्हारा वो theory paper लिखना, clinics ये mind
वो
होता है
ज़्यादा
तुम्हारा.
postings रहती है.
1 year is more than enough time to give enough GTs. 25-30 GTs दे दिया. It is
क्वेश्चन QBank में पुराने वाले भी
not-
रहते हैं तुम.
It's not about कि
Try
तुमने
कर लो.
19 सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़े इसलिए नहीं GT देना बोल रहा हूँ. इन फाइनल ईयर यू आर थिंकिंग कि प्रॉफ्स के लिए पढ़ना है, वो तुम्हारा वो माइंडसेट रहता है. इंटर्नशिप में यू कैन स्टार्ट गिविंग फर्स्ट वीक में से तुम चालू कर दो तभी से. डोंट वेट कि फर्स्ट रीड हो, देन आई स्टार्ट गिविंग द GTs.
Like if you have time and you have completed your final year subjects, then you can start as early as possible. But practically for me, what my situation was, I could have started during the internship, like regularly. I'm not saying one-off GTs, that I also used to give. कभी एक दे दिया, but that does not make a difference. So regularly from the start of internship, I think is a good time.
You said you had 15 days when you gave up your dermatology seat to NEET PG, and you said that your GT scores were dropping. So that is when you start having doubts in your mind, and this is not only with you. Somebody who's preparing for the first time as well would be having these doubts. So what did you do during that phase which helped you overcome that fear and then give your exam?
मेरा स्ट्रेटेजी सिंपल था कि कीप गोइंग. मतलब बहुत छोटी सी चीज़ है, पर वो हिम्मत आगे बढ़ने की, वो मतलब कैसे भी करके आपको अंदर पैदा करनी पड़ेगी, और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है. तो मतलब वो कोई रास्ता था ही नहीं. और जो भी मतलब सेकंड टाइम या थर्ड टाइम तैयारी कर रहा है, तो उसके लिए भी कोई ऑप्शन है नहीं, उसको भी पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा. सो दैट्स इट.
इस टाइम पे फैमिली का क्या रिएक्शन था एंड उनका क्या सपोर्ट रहा, फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली का?
फैमिली को जब मैंने बताया कि छोड़ रहा हूँ, तो उन्होंने बोला कि देख ले, अभी तो 2-3 महीने और देख ले, क्या पता अच्छा लग जाए. और जब मैंने उनको फ़ोन किया, उसके अगले दिन मैंने छोड़ दिया. तो उनको पता भी नहीं था मैंने छोड़ दिया. तो मैंने कहा उनको फ़ोन करके छोड़ दिया, तो शॉक में थे बिल्कुल. और उसके बाद जब मैं घर गया, सो दे वर वेलकमिंग. मतलब मेरे पेरेंट्स हमेशा सपोर्टिव ही थे कि जो तू करना चाहे तू कर. सो इन दैट वे.
So now when you started your GTs, right, what was your initial score and what was your improvement over time and what was your frequency of giving these grand tests?
So when I started, I was scoring really low, like 110 and all 120 range.
So even though you had finished all the subjects?
No, I had not completed all the subjects. I was in the process of doing subjects, and then by the time I completed all the subjects, I started getting to 130s, and then I think I plateaued out around that score. After that, I think GT reviewing was the thing that helped me break those plateaus and.
So how did you specifically review GT? At the time you saw that you were hitting a plateau, अब इससे स्कोर मुझे कैसे improve करना है?
So ideally, initially जब आप दे रहे हो तो तब से ही GT review करना चाहिए, but I started it a little late. So by that time I had already read once all the subjects, and I was scoring 130s, 130s के आसपास, 140s. So what I used to do is all the wrongs, see all the wrong questions, and then I used to guess correct. वो जो option होता है, I used to mark that for questions that I am actually guessing, and also for questions where I need a little bit of more details. So I used to review the guessed corrects and the wrongs, and note down few points if I needed, if I thought.
To the notes.
Not the notes. I made a separate copy so that I would see that copy before every GT. Like.
And this broke your plateau immediately or after a few tests?
A couple of GTs.
So you were patient.
Yeah, you have.
2 से 3 टेस्ट के बाद improvement दिखा धीरे-धीरे.
Also, you learn why you are making some mistakes, because not all mistakes are because of the lack of knowledge. Some questions, your thought process is wrong. You see that, okay, I should have done this question, thought of this in this particular way. So that also.
And reviewing that GT book, let's call it a GT book, right?
Yeah.
Reviewing that GT book, do you think you owe your success to that?
A lot. I mean, several direct questions were there from that that notebook.
Sir, like for me, I knew कि रिव्यू करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो इट वॉज फॉर मी, इट वॉज इंपॉर्टेंट कि सुबह GT देके उसी दिन रिव्यू करना है. सो आई टू वेट टिल द मंडेज फॉर लाइव GTs. सो आई टू मेक श्योर कि मैं मंडे को ही GT दूँ, सो दैट आई गिव GT इन द मॉर्निंग 9 to 11:30 वो 12:30 के अराउंड. देन आई टेक माई लंच ब्रेक एंड उसी दिन पूरा 5-6 आवर्स उसी दिन रिव्यू करता है. दैट टू रिव्यू आई टू डू इन दैट ऑर्डर ओनली 1 to 200. ऐसा नहीं कि करेक्ट को एक साथ रिव्यू किया, रॉन्ग को एक साथ, क्योंकि आई वांटेड टू नो कि व्हेन आई वाज गिविंग द GT व्हाट वाज माय थॉट, ये सोच के मैंने ये मार्क किया एंड ये क्वेश्चन के बाद ये क्वेश्चन आया तो उससे कुछ फ़र्क पड़ा क्या. आई वांटेड टू सिमुलेट व्हाइल रिव्यूइंग द एग्जैक्ट सेम एनवायरनमेंट. सो दैट हेल्प, क्योंकि अगर तुमने फॉर एग्जांपल थर्सडे फ्राइडे को GT दिया, देन 2 दिन बाद एनालिसिस आकर, देन यू वोंट नो कि मैंने क्यों मार्क किया. यू वोंट गेट द रैशनल व्हाई यू चोज दिस. सो फॉर मी इट वाज इंपॉर्टेंट कि उसी दिन रिव्यू करना है एंड प्रॉपरली टाइम देके रिव्यू करना है, 5-6 आवर्स. एंड इवन आई मेड दैट GT वाला नोटबुक, इसमें आई शुड नोट डाउन कि ये गलत हुआ. देन दैट बिकेम माई 20th नोटबुक.
Sir, what I used to do, after giving the baseline GT, I got around 110, 115 correct. Then I decided कि अभी in the 11th month there was exam. So 11 महीने है मेरे पास improve करने के. So around 8-9 GTs दे सकता हूँ मैं. So with every GT I need to score +5 questions. तो +5 मतलब 945. तो I will get around 160-170 correct. That is enough for getting a good rank in INI-CET. So what I used to do कि after giving every GT, जो top 5 subjects होते हैं जहाँ पर हम गलत कर रहे हैं वो मैं पढ़ता था during that interval along with the schedule that I am following. Reviewing is important, but वो subject भी review करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि तुम weak हो. You are getting only 2 correct out of 5. So where is the 3 questions? Where are you lagging? So you have to study the entire subject for that. तो टॉप 5 में यही रहते हैं कि जो 5 सब्जेक्ट तुम नहीं कर पा रहे हो, यू स्टडी in that interval period, so you will get and I think I succeeded.
Did you find time? Because what was the frequency? Monthly once?
Monthly 6 weeks, 5 weeks.
तो then you will find time. वो 5 सब्जेक्ट कर लिया और अपने रिवीजन शेड्यूल चल रहा है.
So that helped me a lot.
But how were you doing the subjects? What did you used to do in those
Main notes, sir.
You used to revise the main note.
Because initially I didn't do my first and second year subject, so obviously the top 5 will be microbiology. So that I completed microbiology as well, so the questions also improved. So I think that was it.
So you realized those weak areas were the subjects you had not touched for a very long time. And the moment you touched it, the score started
improving. And after a while, जो हमने final year में पढ़ा था वो गलत होने लग गए, तो वो भी revise हो गए. तो overall,
so was there not a time where you hit a plateau once these subjects were covered?
No, there was.
It was constantly
improving.
So I had hit a plateau. Like initially when I started 10 months before the exam, I had scored around 90 correct. Then I started with whatever I am reading, but I made sure that I am doing 100 mixed custom module daily. Like if I start surgery, it doesn't matter. At night I'll give 100 custom module. I will just read the explanation. Then initially I used to give GT every month. Then after some 2 to 3 months, I started giving it every 15 days. During the last 3 to 4 months, I increased it to once a week or twice a week. Last even in the last 1 month, I gave the previous year's question, like the NEET PG recall. I solved those recalls only. So it helped me improving the rank. Like plateau came when plateau came after my first trade. Like I was not getting good rank. Like it plateaued at
So
140.
plateau break करने के लिए previous year questions.
Previous year's questions किए sir, and then which questions I have made wrong, like while solving QBank, that वो सारे bookmark को revise किए. My bookmarks were around 10,000. Like it was इतनी mistakes हो रहे थे. Then it came down to 3,000, 4,000, 3,000 to 2,000 के बीच में, and at the end I revised those only.
Sir, I had a very interesting way to break this plateau. In my
तुम्हारा
first-
plateau कहाँ आया था? कितना स्कोर
हाँ,
पे आ गया?
तो मैंने पहले चालू किया था 3rd ईयर में. पहला जीटी जो मेरा था उसमें 110-120 करेक्ट हुए थे. तो 3rd ईयर में मतलब इतना कंसिस्टेंट नहीं था मैं, 3-4 महीने में एक दे दिया. फिर 4th ईयर में हर एक महीने में एक जीटी दे देता था. और इंटर्नशिप में आते आते मेरे मतलब इंटर्नशिप में आके मेरा प्लेटू हो गया 145 करेक्ट. मतलब उससे ऊपर नहीं जा रहा था. 142, 143 इतने करेक्ट हो रहे थे, उससे ऊपर नहीं जा रहा था. तो मैंने क्या किया, जो सब्जेक्ट वाइज टेस्ट थे मैंने वो देना चालू कर दिए. तो मैंने करते करते सारे सब्जेक्ट वाइज टेस्ट दे दिए, सारे मिनी टेस्ट दे दिए. और वो करने के बाद जीटी स्कोर अपने आप मतलब इम्प्रूव हो गए मेरे उससे.
मैंने भी ये किया था. I forgot this. I did PYQ and subject wise also.
Specifically for those weak subjects or all the subjects? Starting with
स्पेसिफिकली फॉर दोज वीक सब्जेक्ट. सो माई वीक सब्जेक्ट वर PSM एंड ऑब्स गाइनी. तो उनके सारे मैंने सब्जेक्ट टेस्ट कर लिए थे और उसके बाद इम्प्रूव होना चालू.
My baseline GT score was good, but I plateaued at 160 corrects. Like, I know it was a good score to plateau at, but I was not satisfied because I knew I wanted a top rank. And I actually plateaued for months. Like 160, 162, 160,
so
162.
these months है ना, तो harrowing होंगे, थोड़े scary होंगे ना, कितनी मेहनत कर रहे हो, वहीं अटकी हो तो.
Huh. So then what I did was, in the GT analysis, we have those subjects, the order of percentile. So I started to pick up the bottom-most subjects. So like medicine was my strongest subject throughout. Even I had not done medicine, but I used to solve it using pharma, path, all that. So I started to do the niche wala subjects, and eventually the score started improving. Plus I increased my GT frequency. In final year, I used to give first twice weekly and then weekly GTs. The old GTs I used to give in final year. Then I started with the live GTs. And in internship, once a week, twice a week, and towards the end, I really started loving giving GTs. So from different platforms, I used to give 3-4 GTs a week. But it's not like if I give GT in the morning, I'll spend the entire day reviewing it. Otherwise, you won't get time for studying everything else. So in the review, I'll do the skipped questions because they are the ones I had no idea about. Then I'll do the wrong questions. And then the correct questions, I'll just swipe by, see the bold, the highlighted things, and hardly takes 1.5 hours to review. So that really helped me to improve my scores.
So last 1 week I gave each every day 9 to 12 like 9 to 12 whatever, 9 to 12:30 whatever is the timing, to simulate ki my mind gets stimulated that to the timing, because I am a night person. So for me to my brain to be active at 9 o'clock, I should be very hyper focused. So I gave 1 GT each day before the exams. Then
So I would like to differ, sir. I didn't give GT for the last entire month because मेरा फोकस था कि GT तो एग्ज़ाम तो I have मतलब मुझे पता चल गया है कैसे एग्ज़ाम देना है. Now I was more focused on completing my revision. So that's अगर तुम्हारे पास कम टाइम है तो आखिरी के महीने में GT नहीं दोगे तो चलेगा.
Even like me, before the 3 weeks before INI and 3 weeks for NEET, I was like कि GT देना नहीं है. And there were 2 reasons for this. एक रीजन है कि गलती से तुम्हारा खराब स्कोर आ गया तो that is a big hit to your confidence.
सर दैट इज समथिंग लाइक आई वुड डिफर. मेरा कॉन्फिडेंस ऐसे लो नहीं होता था, लो
ठीक है,
स्कोर
मेरा होता था तो that's why I didn't give. Plus फिर एक और था कि I felt that this time would be better if I read my notes rather than giving a GT.
सर वो 3 घंटे में I can actually revise to one subject.
So you are going to face your fears early, or you're going to defer them till later on in your preparation?
इट शुड बी अर्ली बट
शुड वुड कुड नहीं. वो है क्या क्या
sir, what I did at I will do some other subject and part I covered
Fair
it.
enough. Right, good. So I mean,
The-
do a strong subject and bits of that weak subject, but you face your fears.
Yes sir.
And my daughter does this. So whenever we ask her to eat something that is healthy and she likes a lot of unhealthy food. But so she will eat the healthy thing and she'll wait for some time. And then जाके थोड़ा सा ketchup वेचअप खा के फिर आके फिर हाँ हो गया ना फिर भागेगी वो खाएगी. So yeah, that is nice.
That is something which I did for OBG. I used to procrastinate. Whenever time will come for OBG, I'll go, I'll roam, I'll कल करूँगी. Then I said नहीं ऐसे तो नहीं चलेगा. फिर I कि एक strong subject कर लेते उसके साथ फिर.
Sir, what you can do is face the fear first. मुझे फार्मा ऑर्थो ये बहुत थोड़ा ऐसे लगता है सर वेरी
क्या बात है?
वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी टू
सर
स्टडी.
मेरे लिए भी difficult है. Surgical branches per se I have.
नहीं
I
बात
don't know
ऑर्थो
why
देयर आर
I-
सो मच नोमेनक्लेचर्स एंड मुझे याद नहीं रहता सर. आई एम बैड विथ नेम्स. तो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू, जो सब्जेक्ट नहीं आता उससे सबसे पहले पढ़ो, बिकॉज मोटिवेशन इज एट इज हाईएस्ट एट द स्टार्टिंग ना. तो पहले वो खत्म करो ना जिससे तुम डर
पहले
रहे
नहीं आता था फिर वीडियो करने के बाद आया.
हो. हाँ सर.
सर बट ये भी होता है कि आप लेके बैठ जाओ फिर आप वो डिप्रेशन में चले जाते हो. आई फील कि कंबाइन कर लो तो मूड भी बना रहता है सब्जेक्ट भी.
मोटिवेशन जब सबसे ज्यादा होता
I
है
think
तब
this is right. No, I agree with that. For me, this happens when you start with the most difficult thing and you don't see any change or improvement. You are let down.
Yes.
So I think to each his own. मुझे तो
Yeah,
मुश्किल
देखो,
होता है.
but I mean, what happens is that you have 19 subjects. You cannot like all 19, right? So there'll be at least 4 or 5 which you don't like. Now, if you start with the ones which are weak, all weak subjects शुरू में, then your motivation is going to go down very quickly.
बस दैट्स वेयर द कॉन्फिडेंस कम्स इन ना, बिकॉज तुम्हें पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही वो. तो बिल्ड अ कॉन्फिडेंस, बिल्ड अ कि मैं तो सबको हरा के रहूँगा. आई विल डिफीट ऑल 19 सब्जेक्ट्स, then you can ace the exam.
So that's your strategy. I think so. Her strategy was a more moderate, a middle path where you're clubbing a weak and a strong subject.
Sir, that is like one good example is if you are feeling like नहीं पढ़ना, go and sit in the library. तुमको दिखेगा सब batchmates पढ़ रहे हैं, अभी मेरे को भी पढ़ना है.
What would be the red flags which would tell you that you need to alter your strategy for a subject, or what would be the red flags?
बार बार सेम क्वेश्चंस सेम टॉपिक से गलत हो रहे तो यू नीड टू यू आर मिसिंग आउट द इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक्स फ्रॉम द जीटी. अगर जीटी में कुछ आ रहा है और तुम बार बार वही गलत कर रहे हो तो इसका मतलब यू आर like they are not fooled to give the same question again and again. You should be thorough with the topic.
Okay.
So like let's say you have completed a subject, like तुमने first read कर दिया या फिर तुम्हारा first revision, still if you are not getting above say 60-70% question फिर से सही नहीं हो रहे तुम, then maybe you should think back and go back to building the basics. Maybe that is what you meant by red flags.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
So what I used to do is I used to plan just the next cycle, next revision cycle. So so I would know which subjects I need to give more time to and which I don't. So how I would evaluate is again GTs, and GTs is the main thing, and then also questions, like you're doing questions and you're getting some topics wrong, like in the middle of my in the middle of my preparation, I started getting all the OG questions wrong. So I started allocating more time to that. I started going back and seeing what I was getting wrong and why I was getting confused in that. So
So you went back to the main notes to evaluate that.
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes what happens is, again, in one revision cycle, you allocate a certain amount of time and you realize that this subject can't be done in this much amount of time. So in the next time, maybe you have to give a little more time to that particular subject or something like that.
But
So that's the sorry.
but वो cycle में you will stop there.
Yeah, that's
So I used to keep buffer days so that I can adjust a little bit if I needed to. What I plan to do is usually I would start with the more important topics so that the less important topics are left behind, even if
Even if you leave the subject.
yeah,
so. What if you overshot those buffer days as well? Would you move on to the next subject, or would you stick to that subject and finish it and have that sense of completion?
Move on to the next subject, and in that cycle, in those buffer days, I would plan to complete the previous cycle जो भी बचा
Fair
है.
enough.
Like for me, I used to make every month wise timetable. तो फिर वो I used to finish it off. Extra days लिया तो भी चलेगा, but एक बार खत्म करके next
So
करना.
moving forward was
If-
probably the most and is the most important thing that you guys did in your cycles of revision.
Rather than just getting stuck to that. So I get a lot of messages from students who say ki I like to read things in detail. So they get stuck at one subject. It would take them probably 25 days to do one subject, and that really pushes them back. So the key is that yes, you keep buffer days, but you then have to move on. And like you people have beautifully highlighted that in the next cycle, you would do the missing topics, or in other buffer days, you will do those topics.
Try to accommodate it. If it's not possible, still you have to keep on moving forward. And wonderful strategy by Pushan is, okay, prioritize what you're going to read. If you have to read gynecology, you prioritize the important topics first, so that even though it is left, you're leaving out lesser important topics.
So all of you have said that the most important thing by the end of final year is to have all your notes in one place, so that it makes life easier for you during internship. My question is, handwritten notes versus printed notes. What was your go-to strategy and why?
I used to write my own notes because it's tedious. I know it takes a lot of time, but I don't remember things as well if I don't write them. So even while reading books, I would always keep a paper on the side and write things down, so that it helps with my memory personally. So I used to write my notes, and also what happened was I used those notes during my MBBS, and then afterwards when in my internship I went back to those notes, they felt a little bit easier, because I already knew what I had written at which place. And also, when you are writing your own notes, you can skip out a little bit on details that you don't need, and you can add a little bit more when you need it.
They're more personal.
Yeah, they're more personal, exactly.
Okay. And they help in better retention.
Yes.
So even for me, like I started making notes from my second year. That too, I wanted it to be digital, because I wanted कि images add कर पाए उस पे, या फिर कुछ flow charts that I find उस पे add कर पाए, so that I wanted it in a digital form. तो second year से I started to do that, and फिर मैं वही internship में भी I refer to that only. So edition 5 के notes बनाए थे मैंने, then last तक भी मैंने edition 5 से ही revise किया, so I didn't feel the need कि अभी 6.5 का भी video देखना है वैसे. Plus सब subjects का I started ऐसे था कि notes वैसे बनाने which can be revised in the last months, बड़े notes बनाने का point नहीं था. So for some subjects I started to make छोटा notes, only the important part, so that I could plan कि ठीक है last के 1 month में ये notes revise करना है करके. So तो like I feel कि मेरा तो वैसे था mostly कि खुद के notes बनाने हैं, but for vast subjects like OBGY and medicine I referred to printed notes.
Sir, I had a very good plan for that. So what happened कि मैंने सारे modules buy कर लिए. Then there is a space inside of that, every page there is a space.
Active space.
हाँ, तो उसमें आप ये कर सकते हो कि whatever जो उस पेज पर लिखा है उसको शॉर्ट फॉर्म में उधर पेस्ट कर दो एक बॉक्स बना के. सो व्हेन यू रीड इट अगेन, तुम्हें बस वो शॉर्ट नोट पढ़नी है ताकि वो पूरा पेज तुम्हारा समराइज हो जाए. अगर कुछ ऐसा नहीं बना सकते हो तो तुम उसको बॉक्स कर दो कि बस ये पॉइंट मुझे पढ़ना है, दिस इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. अगर फिर भी तुम नहीं कर पा रहे हो तो फिर एक नोटबुक में बना लो उसको और फिर उसको अपने साइड में रखो. That is a very interesting strategy.
So I use the printed notes, and whatever topic I thought I will forget or is important, I kept it adding in my 20th notebook, which people say like main notes I didn't prepare, the handwritten was not there, but I used the printed one to read 2 to 3 times. I have read the printed one, but I had my 20th book जिसमें I have written कि which all I am forgetting and which all are important.
So when you were revising your notes, then you made your 20th notebook. Okay.
I had a WhatsApp chat as my 20th notebook. When I was watching lectures or I was reading notes, I used to add, like I really love the niche things, like the syndromes, the things that are just new, or some tables that I know I'll forget are volatile. I'll just take a snap and send it to myself with a caption so I can search it. And like it was very long, but it was productive. Like 4 to 5 questions I read from that chat were indirectly reflected in the paper. I couldn't have answered them with.
Now, while we are on this topic of revision, right, we are obviously talking about revision now. I want to understand ki, for you, what was more important? I mean, the number of cycles, or one solid revision?
No, like I believe that if you count entire 19 subject as one cycle, and I have started with ANET, reached Dharma Ortho, I completed one cycle. Now in the second cycle, I won't again start with ANET. It's not like you have to do all 19 subject thrice or 4 times. It's like Dharma, if you do once or twice, it's fine. But OBGY, you have to do it 4 to 5 times. So it's again like you don't have to do it equally. It has to be.
So frequency for different subjects
Is
and
different.
depth for different subjects.
Also ऐसा है कि people wait like कि सारे subjects का first read होगा, then I'll start my first revision. But you can like if you have revised some first read July में हो गया and November December तक का if you still have some first reading of 2-3 subjects remaining, you can start revision of other subjects by then. ऐसा नहीं है कि पूरा first read होगा then first revision होगा, पूरा first revision होगा second. It has to be like simultaneous and independent subjects.
So revision भी चल रहा है, completion भी चल रहा है.
हाँ.
उसका previously revised subject का QBank you can repeat after some time. Not like I'll read that subject again to revise it one more time.
Nice. So I think so all this boils down to how well you're prepared, boils down to your revision strategy. And I think so Abbas sir had some questions regarding the revision strategies which he wanted to ask.
Yeah, specifically towards the end. I mean, see, when we are starting, we know we are starting for a revision. That is the most important thing. Without revision, we can't go for the exam. And towards the end is what I've noticed, a lot of students end up making mistakes, and that hampers their hard work that they have put in. They get distracted. There's a lot of FOMO. There are multiple platforms that keep coming up. I just want to understand from you, what was those things that you kept on doing consistently, and how did you fight FOMO? And a few of you like Adarsh and Nirmita, I remember you did not give any grant test towards the end. So what was this 1 or 2 months before the exam focused like?
Like for like I think regarding the last 1 month, there like some people like to do 2 small revisions, but for me 1 big revision I felt is better for me rather than 2 small revisions. So I thought I started calculating backwards. Like Saturday exam है तो Friday को ये subject Saturday से पीछे पीछे चलते गया मैं. So I made a schedule of 3 weeks. 3 weeks में पूरा 90 subjects करना है. So for some subjects like surgery I was like 2 दिन तो लगेंगे ही. But क्योंकि sometimes ये like कि एक दिन में पूरा surgery करना है नहीं होता है ऐसे. And that I knew कि मेरे से एक दिन में surgery revise होने नहीं वाला है. So I was ग्रेशियस इनफ कि 2 दिन देना है, तो ऐसे मैंने टाइम टेबल बनाया था. एंड देन वो रेट्रोग्रिल लिया एडमिट कि लास्ट के डेज में बायोकेम हो, स्टार्टिंग में मेडिसिन वगैरह कंसेप्चुअल सब्जेक्ट्स हो. ऑन दैट वैसे
Were you able to stick to that timetable?
एक्चुअली फर्स्ट ट्राई आई गेव टू INI के उसमें, तो आई मेड सम मिस्टेक्स, सो आई वाज एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई कि ये नहीं हुआ, तो उसके हिसाब से आई मेड चेंजेस नीट के टाइम पे. एंड देन मोस्टली 90% इट वर्कड आउट.
द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज़ कि आप कुछ नया मत पढ़ो. वॉट यू हैव लर्नड, जो आपने नोट्स बनाए उसको पढ़ो. बिकॉज नया पढ़ोगे दैट इज़ अ टाइम वेस्ट, क्योंकि वो कुछ ऐड नहीं करेगा आपके नॉलेज में, और जो आप पढ़ चुके हो उसको और डिस्टॉर्ट करेगा.
No, the reason I ask you is because for everyone else, they were giving grant tests. So they knew ki, okay, they still need to work, and these are obviously the weak subjects. So they knew where to focus on. But since you were not giving any grant tests, you were just relying on revisions towards the end. What made you, go for this subject rather than that subject? Or was it just, nahi, mujhe sab karna hai?
We have been giving GT for we know what our strong subjects and weak subjects are. So accordingly I allocated the days. Like तो उसके लिए
So
ज़्यादा
generally जो weak subject था उसको ज़्यादा time दे दिया.
हाँ.
So what I used was कि top 100 questions या 120 questions कौन से सब्जेक्ट से आ रहे हैं. So like there are 6-7 major subjects from which 120 सवाल तो आ जाते हैं. तो the last week, the 7 day, 4 दिन की छुट्टी ले ली, and then I मतलब मैं बैठ गया, मैं कहा तो 18 घंटे अब ऐसे बैठूंगा, and I will do every subject one day, one subject, so that कि 120 सवाल जो हम आ रहे हैं जो मेजर सब्जेक्ट से वो परफेक्ट हो जाए. बाकी तो तुम्हें आता है. सो आफ्टर दैट 120 benchmark you can always get 50 or 60 questions more correct.
I want to come to start of internship, right? All of you have said that you had made your notes. So essentially what you were doing in internship from starting was revision only.
No, not really. For me, like मैंने फार्मेक वगैरह एडिशन फाइल से किया तो थोड़ा there was in gaps in
ठीक है,
knowledge.
1-2 सब्जेक्ट्स हो गए.
हाँ, some subjects I had to फिर से make notes, PSM का for example.
But essentially, so sir, okay, let's say for all of you it was 2 or 3 months into your internship, you were essentially revising only.
हाँ.
So I was studying for the first time, the first and second year from Marrow.
Okay. How much time did it take you?
Around 4 months to complete those subjects. Then I decided to do the first revision in 2 months, and then I focused on my final year subjects, because I thought कि final year subjects तो I have consolidated, but first second year weak है, I need to perfect those, because maximum सवाल INI-CET में first and second year से आते हैं. तो 6 months तो मुझे देना था first and second year को, so I gave 6 months to that, and then after that all was
You started your revision.
I only had revision left in internship. I had completed the subjects.
Right.
So my main notes, as I said, I did the the subjects which are important as well as the factual ones, like OBGY surgery. I did them multiple times, like 3 to 4 to 5 times actually. And the short subjects I did twice. And in the last 2 months, I did revision notes, only notes, not videos, pearls, PYQs, and my own notes, the 20th notebook that I had made on WhatsApp. But that.
as I said that I made the notes but didn't read them.
Right.
So I mainly use GTs, subject wise tests, mini tests, and the revision videos. And also instead of going for a GT copy, I kept a subject wise test copy. That helped me.
So for me, till mid of January, I was reading the subjects that I had some short subjects left, so I saw the revision videos and the notes from those things. And then I was reading the first and second year subjects, and also I was revising, but it was not structured till that point. And also I had a lot of major duties, so I did not have as much time. From January, I took about 2.5 months. That was one solid revision that I did. That was the structured first revision, I would say. And then subsequently I decreased the time, but I could not decrease it less than 20-25 days. So 20-25 days was the sweet spot for me. And then I was revising the main notes, but the marked portions, and I was giving GTs and I was seeing accordingly. And for me, I tried last 7 days revision for INI-CET. That was too less for me. So for NEET, I kept about 14 to 16 days. So that was good for me.
So one thing which students struggle with is reducing the time per revision. So why I'm asking this question towards the start of internship or mid of internship is, can you all elaborate what all did your first revision contain, what all did your second revision contain, and what all did your third revision contain? Also, where did the revision videos and notes come into play is what I want to know.
So anybody can answer this based on
you
your
all
experience.
can share your experiences, but I want a more structured thing. First revision, this is what I read. Second, this is what I did. Third, this is what I did. And where did the revision videos and notes come into play?
So for me, I used the revision videos and notes initially in the initial part of my internship, where I needed it for some subjects that I forgotten, like the first and second year subjects, or some short subjects that I had not touched. And then when my first read that I'm saying from January, from mid-January that I started, there I was reading the main notes, and I was reading if the revision notes was there, or whatever the source I had selected for each subject, I was reading that. And there I used, it took 2.5 months for me to read that subject, do the PYQs, and then mark it also. So that for the next time, I would have a source for them.
So 2.5 months for first cycle of revision.
First cycle of revision.
Which was your notes, PYQs, and making that copy?
So I marked the questions on my main notes only.
On main notes, take it.
So I would mark it so that it would be easy. And then next, when I went to the next cycle, there'll be parts that you absolutely know. So those parts you read quickly, and also the marked parts you read more in depth. And then as you go on, I think you know the parts that you know very well, and the parts that you don't, you lack a little bit of grasp. So you start focusing accordingly.
So the second cycle, all 19 subjects, or only the subjects that you felt were weak?
Second cycle, all 19 subjects.
How many days?
That was about a month or a little more. Maybe.
So 2.5 to a little more than a month.
1.5 months.
So basically cutting it by almost 50%.
Yeah. I had done about 3 cycles total before INI-CET, including that first 2.5 and the 1.5, and then one more revision. And then when the exam got shifted, I could fit in 2 more cycles.
So essentially 5 cycles of revision.
Yeah.
Right. What about you, Irmit?
Sir, actually, I think the first revision is the most important revision, because videos देखा याद तो कुछ भी नहीं है. The first revision होता है, it is when you understand the subject, it is when you understand the topic. तो जितना ज़्यादा time दे सकते हो first revision में, you should give. उसको consolidate करो first revision में. Don't कि दूसरी बार पढ़ लेंगे तो याद हो जाएगा, तीसरी बार पढ़ लेंगे तो no. Try to understand, try to remember the first को. उसके बाद जब वो कंसोलिडेट होता है, जब आप उसको कंसोलिडेट करते हो, तब आपको रियलाइज़ होता है कि इसको कितना रिवीजन देना है, इसको 4 रिवीजन देना है, 3 रिवीजन देना है. तो उससे क्या तुम सब्जेक्ट भी कट डाउन कर सकते हो, तुम टाइम भी बचा सकते हो, और तुम्हें पता भी चल जाएगा कि कौन से सब्जेक्ट तुम्हें फोकस करना है आफ्टर टुवर्ड्स द एंड. सो दैट्स द स्ट्रेटजी.
Your first revision, that was consolidation. How long did it take?
So for surgery, I watched the videos for around 10-15 days. First revision, I took the same amount of time. of watching the videos. उसको 2 बार पढ़ लिया, 3 बार पढ़ लिया, then I used to consolidate. So active recalling comes into play there कि आपने first revision कर दिया, then during the second revision आप active recall करते हो
और fast होगा.
और fast हो गया, तो then you know कि हाँ ये point तो हमें highlight करना ही नहीं क्योंकि ये तो अभी याद हो गया है. So उससे cut down होता जाता है, cut down होता जाता है.
So my revision was more of a QBank based rather than note based. Like I first I read the notes, then I did the QBank, then I resetted the QBank, not the bookmarks. Then I started solving again the QBank, and whatever wrong I was doing, I will revise those only. Like I knew कि okay, from if I am getting something correct, I was sure कि okay मेरा correct हो रहा है, and I am pretty good at the concept, of the topic. But then जब जिसमें wrong हो रही है, then उसमें मैं वापस जाके फिर से main note से ही पढ़ती हूँ, and then I will bookmark the wrong ones. Then again third revision भी वैसे QBank based ही था मेरा mostly. I didn't and revision videos came into play like in the last 2 months. I thought कि सारे subjects 2x में एक बार देख के ख़त्म करते हैं कि एक wholesome idea भी रहता है.
So as many have said that they have used the revision video in the last months, but I had ample amount of time to go through the revision videos. So my strategy was,
How did you concise it in the last 1 week or 2 weeks? Were you able to revise all the 19 subjects?
I revised mostly through GTs and subject-wise test only. I did
Like fish using through the QBank.
through the through the QBank only.
What about you?
So mine was like, as I said, there were no complete cycles of 19 subject revisions. And plus I had a very haphazard, because some subjects I had prepared for actually quizzes only. So I had remembered those subjects very well, even the topics that are not asked, but their quizzing points are there. So those subjects I didn't have to revise much. But my revision revision notes actually, I also did in the last 2 months. And so there were 2 cycles in the last 2 months. Up till my last cycle was in the last 11 days of exam, in which I did all 19 subjects from Pearls and PYQs and my own 20th notebook. That's it. And otherwise, one cycle was of the revision notes. And Baki, I did like other subjects several times equivocally, not equally, in the internship period from main notes.
You had earlier mentioned about a WhatsApp group which you had made. Can you elaborate about that and how it helped you in that revision?
Yeah, so like whenever I'm doing main notes, revision, or even the first time I'm watching a video, if I think that this is a good point, or I like that syndrome, or something that I know I will forget, or some score in surgery, I'll just take a snap, send it to myself with a caption, and then I'll just search it. And actually it was very long. So I in the last 2 months I had a 1 hour at night before sleeping. I used to just scroll through it, and several things were asked from it directly in INI.
So, but it's very dynamic, you can add or delete stuff to it. You could also delete once you remember certain thing. You can always delete, so it becomes a very dynamic thing. But what you both have highlighted is that this process of making a 20th notebook or a WhatsApp group should start as early as possible. You cannot make this in the last 2 or 3 months. This is to revise in the last 2 or 3 months. So this process either has to start latest by when you start internship. That is latest. Right? Ideally, it should start before that.
At least through one full revision of main notes.
Correct.
And it's not something that you can share, and because everybody has their own unique strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
Like you said, there are some subjects you wouldn't even touch.
Yeah.
Now, coming to this last few months of revision, what is your take on switching to a new source? Because how do you think it will impact your preparation?
No. It will affect it negatively. Like starting anything new in the last actually 6 months, don't do anything from the scratch. It will just
So it's
worsen
not
it.
like I didn't try. I tried, but I felt the questions and the GTs were out of those are not relevant. I found Marrow more relevant in terms of the questions and the GTs. Like some of the questions will be like, they will never be asked, which I know, and those questions will be there. So I felt no, it's better.
So, the reason I'm asking this is because I see students preparing so well, and they have finished all the subjects, they have prepared their notes, have annotated the notes, but towards the end of the preparation, right, towards the exam, they just get very anxious, and they fear that whatever they have done is useless because of some new product that has come out or something that has come out.
Yes,
What
sir.
is your take on
You
that?
can give GTs from multiple platforms,
And that
because
is good.
main exam won't be from Marrow. Marrow is not setting that paper.
What
You
about
can
switching
give.
the content?
No, never. Like I would not suggest.
For me, one source for one subject, whichever I had, that had to be constant for the last since I think January, when I'm saying I started. After that, I have not watched any videos, or I didn't change any source. Whatever I had, only change, only mark and add or subtract things from that. And coming to GTs, I also think giving from different platforms does help, because the language of questions and all that also varies. I am not saying that you have to, you don't have to rely on the topics, on the like the import or the explanations for of those GTs, but you can give them just to see where you stand, and also like to like break that notion that I'm giving Marrow GTs, am I having Marrow bias or something?
Correct.
Because
Sticking
that
to the
comes your
primary
mind.
source till the very end is essential, whatever it is. Just
Yeah.
stick to that one source. You can dabble in testing yourself from other platforms. That's okay, because you always want to experience what other students are also experiencing, right? But the explanations and the reasoning behind that answer and the content should stick, should be the original that you have started with.
And like free GTs, every platform gives free GTs. Just give one or two GTs. That's enough.
What I also want to know is, what is the role of your family and friends when you were in your low phase or when you were procrastinating? Nobody has touched upon that.
They are the pillars for me. Like I get in the low phase very easily, so I'll just call and cry or cram ki nahi ho raha. Then they will say ki ho jayega. I just need that reassurance ki ho jayega, karo. So they are like the friends should be there more than family. Like family, so they are not in the medical line. Friends who understand ki like the same situation, they will advise better, I feel.
I think seniors are a big part of your medical journey,
Yes.
because वो इस phase से गुजर चुके हैं. They have achieved what you are planning to achieve. So they help a lot. कि भाई कोई बात नहीं, 2 दिन पढ़ाई नहीं हुई, अभी पढ़ ले, ज़्यादा पढ़ ले थोड़ा. That is a one confidence booster which you have in colleges.
And there should be someone who is constantly like telling you to do this. Like
I was lucky to have I have a sister who is also a doctor, elder sister. So so senior as well as a family member. So
having a guide or a mentor or somebody who is either alongside the journey or has gone through the journey would always be able to guide you better.
Getting a study group or a study partner, that will fix an accountability. Even if you are not comfortable discussing, if you are a person who likes to read, but at least you have someone you set targets with that will complete medicine in say 2 weeks, like first reading or something, and then give a subject test after completing that subject. And then if you score well in that, we'll go for a treat. That is something that will make this journey both easy and enjoyable.
So did you guys do that? Set targets that, okay,
Yes.
we'll watch these many Marrow videos in this much time.
Videos
then do
and GTs also.
GTs and then
GTs also, yes. And then we actually used to go out to celebrate if all of us score well.
great.
I think कि सर सब लोग इतने लकी नहीं होते कि उनको ग्रुप मिल जाए ऑफ द सेम, कि वो भी उतना डेडिकेटेड है उस एग्ज़ाम के लिए जितना तुम हो. आई थिंक मैंने इंटर्नशिप में पढ़ाई की. एवरीबडी इज़ नॉट कूल विथ कि इंटर्नशिप में तो हम मज़े करेंगे, बाद में देखी जाएगी पढ़ाई करना. सो आई डिडंट फाइंड एनी ग्रुप फॉर दैट डिस्कशन. बट कभी ऐसा होता था कि आपने पढ़ लिया, फिर आप गए जो अभी जस्ट पढ़ाई शुरू कर रहा है, एंड यू डिस्कस थिंग, तो वो बोलते रहे कि तूने तो पढ़ लिया है, अब तू इधर आके ज्ञान मत जा, तू जाके पढ़. सो ये होता
But I
है.
have actually seen a group of students. I think sir you also remember हम एक साल इंटरव्यू लिए थे. In top 20 there were 3 or 4 friends together.
Virtually they used to connect.
They used to
and
connect on
do
Zoom and they used to solve GT, you know,
And they used to do
discussions.
the GT discussion on
Together.
Zoom.
And they got in top 20, 25 together, which was very fortunate.
But like, you're saying that it's not always possible. So you need to have the right wavelength with the rest of the people, and then only it works out. Otherwise, and I don't think so. I would say 2 out of 10 would be lucky to have a group of that.
I also didn't found a group, so I made a WhatsApp group of 2 persons. One was my friend, जो कि मतलब पढ़ नहीं रहा था. मैंने बोला एक ग्रुप बनाते हैं. मतलब मैं अपने लिए बना रहा था कि मैं उसमें रोज़ के डेली टास्क लिख देता था कि आज मेरे को इतने क्वेश्चंस करने हैं, ये वीडियोस ख़त्म करने हैं, और उस पर मैं टिक मार देता था. तो वो देख के मतलब मैंने जैसे 10 दिन हो गए, 20 दिन हो गए, तो वो भी चालू कर दिया उसने भी. तो एक ये मतलब बेनिफिट मिल गया.